We're going to cut that number in half today. So in the water right now, you've got Morgan Cibilic and Reef Heazlewood, number 9 versus number 39. So you kind of got the lower side of the rankings going up against one of our top 10 surfers. Here we go. First wave of the day, ridden by Reef Heazlewood. Quick snap there. Gets the backside reverse, whipping the tail out there for a little bit of extra flair. So this is going to be fun. This is going to set our scale for the day. The judges reset everything, every heat, every day.
Yeah, and he converted on a wave that definitely had some scoring potential. And as you said, Rosie, this is going to set the standard for the day. So decent opening turn right there for Reef and throws it into the reverse. It's tough out there. I'd actually say just catch waves and put yourself into a rhythm. It's one of those days, Chris, where every wave might look the same, but there's certain waves that pop up and have certain sections that will actually benefit you. You're not catching it from super far outside. You're actually catching it at a point in the bank where it's always standing up, Chris. There's never that deep spot in the middle.
Second wave ridden now for Morgan Cibilic. First one was a no-go. Now Morgan goes for the front side reverse, goes down, uphill landing. Going to be extra tough today with not a lot of push. You know, a whole different ball game. When you can just wholeheartedly cheer for your surfer in the water if they're going up against, not necessarily someone that you're not cheering for, but, you know, when you have homies in the lineup and homies on the beach, can be, I don't say awkward, because, you know, everyone's got the same goal. This is really going to be more of a, I would say, a chess match style. You know, yesterday was a wave catching contest. Today is going to be about patience and finding these diamonds in the rough, and it looks like Reef may have found one. Nice quick turn to start things off here. A couple good sections to work with. You know, nothing's going to be easy today. You're really going to have to put maximum effort on a minimum size wave, which, you know, again, I've said this every single day at least 15 times. Watch and learn. Have success. This is our everyday style of waves, and Reef is making this wave look real fun.
One thing I noticed with Reef surfing is just how flexible his hips are. Watch the way he pivots and keeps his center of gravity over the center line of that surfboard, and that's by going back and forth and weighting and unweighting on his hips.
It was a real decent wave right now, and especially when you talk about that morning sickness too, but you were talking about that extension from his hips. It's really impressive the way he's able to bring it all the way around in a real short pocket too, but that's because of that volume of that board, Chris. It seems like it's working great. And
I think when I look at the rail work from Reef, it was less messy, and he had 3 maneuvers that were very powerful as opposed to the 2. Here he goes on his backhand again.
Just a quickie there.
Yeah, but I also think it's the combination of major maneuvers that we're seeing on the left in comparison to the right. His initial right, the 4.17, really just a setup turn at the beginning. Good looking wave here.
Decision made to fade right. Nice opening carve there for Morgan. Now he's got some good, clean, open face to work with. Here's where he's going to have to deal with that rib. That wave kind of coming up underneath the wave, and it really just kind of ends 2 or 3 turns out the back on a bigger wave. I feel like this wave is going to potentially match that score from Reef.
I agree. I mean, he looked left, went right, and it did have 2 cupped out sections, and this is the brand of surfing that's gotten Morgan up into the excellent range. So this wave, I don't think it's going to go excellent, but it is going to put him in the picture. Will it go higher than Reef's 5.33? We'll see. He had a clean kick out.
None of those scores are going to be numbers that he wants to keep, and here we go. Will that last wave prove to be a momentum shift? Nice turn to start. Quick snap there. You see Reef in the background. The bird's eye view of the action there. So a 3-turn combo. Now the Aussies are lighting up a little bit.
Connection that he's having with the flow in between is very pleasing at the moment, Mitch.
Yeah, I know, and I really like the energy that he's bringing to these small beach break waves as well. Unfortunately,
Reef Heazlewood with a 4.17 and a 5.33, and this was during the break, Rosie. Good start for Reef Heazlewood.
Yeah, just wanted to see if he completed that last maneuver. 2 great turns, and it looks like Morgan got to answer back. Bigger wave that we've seen through this morning. Set wave. Goes a little sleepy after that first turn.
Because that is a very small percentage.
Not much, really. I mean, you're splitting hairs when it comes to those scores that are very similar. It really just comes down to the nitty and gritty and the intricacies. Which one did you like a little bit better than the other?
Some movement, some action from Reef.
Wow.
Sliding his tail around there. I like his maneuver selection. It's a little bit different. You know, everybody's always going to love, myself included, you know, Morgan's power, It's use of rail. It's beautiful, powerful surfing that will never go out of style. Reef Heazlewood just leaning in towards a bit of excitement, giving us something fresh.
And even that transition maneuver that he does on the opening exchange.
Going to have a decision, and he's going to be up and running on the left.
So we'll see if that was a priority error, letting Reef have this left. So far,
wow.
Man, he chopped that thing up for parts. 3 big turns on a wave that Morgan didn't even really look at. That could be an even better number than his 5.6 at least.
Well, Morgan had that split-second decision of whether to use his priority or not. I definitely think Morgan's looking at the rights, where Reef is just eating these lefts for breakfast. 3 turns.
They're going to be a fun matchup, that is for sure, as Reef Heazlewood's last wave comes through a 7.17, and he is back at it. Obvious momentum shift there. Morgan is really just hovering in that mid-range score mode, while as
the tide coming in, as well as the pier rip coming through. This is an important ride.
Yeah, you saw Reef there kind of testing Morgan a little bit, making sure that he paddled for that wave. And again, I highly doubt that wave looked any different.
If he holds Reef off on the 7.17 and hands over priority to Reef, there's so many scenarios that could have played out. So I don't know where it went wrong for Morgan. And Reef's up and riding again on a great looking left.
Quick reverse right there. Pretty cool shuffle on the deck. So contrary to what we saw in previous days in longboarding, shuffling is totally fine and actually rewarded in shortboarding. Britt Merrick has Morgan now flaring up a little bit, leaning on the power. Quick look to the judges. Yes, they saw it.
What did he do on the outside?
He's looking for an 8.14. That would have to have been a pretty magical outside section.
Yeah, well, gets the setup floater right there, and this is what we saw. Great combination at the end. Wow, that explosive turn at the end.
But Reef Heazlewood moves through this round of 16 onto a keeper result.